Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Are You Sure NFL podcast. My name is Nick, and who am I joined by?
Nate.
Logan.
Noah.
And today we're going to be discussing various NFL news topics, introducing a brand new rapid-fire question segment, and then we'll get into an NFC North breakdown where each of us will break down our own individual team. We're all Bears fans, but we'll do our best to try to be unbiased. So, as with every video, we're going to start off with the latest news, and obviously, I'm going to get started off here. The most well-known one is Josh Jacobs right now.
Ray Rice.
Returning himself into Ray Rice. I mean, I think this is huge for the Packers. What do you guys think?
Definitely.
I think this is bigger than most people even think.
If he misses parts of the season, their offense is so reliant on that really run game where he just wears down the defense.
You're taking what I wanted to say.
My bad. You can.
No, I'll start off. The Packers need Josh Jacobs because Josh Jacobs, he might not be the flashiest, most he's not like a Jonathan Taylor or a Christian McCaffrey where it's he's a super flashy guy, he has a lot of impressive plays. But Josh Jacobs is probably a top 2 running back in the league when it comes to just slowly pounding down a defense, getting 4 or 5 yards every single carry.
What did he average per carry last year?
4.5.
I don't even think he averaged that much, but he's just consistently getting small amounts of yards, and he's never getting tackled for negative. And the Packers' offense last year, the way that operated, the whole game plan was always you run down the clock on offense and you take the lead and you want to make your opponent pass. That was the Packers' philosophy last year. First of all, they lost Jeff Hafley. I don't know how long Micah Parsons is going to be out to start the year. And now they're not going to have that ability to beat down teams anymore because
he averaged 4 a carry.
Yeah, 4 a carry, yeah.
Which is pretty good.
Keep in mind, at the end of the year, he was injured, so...
Yeah. He played 15 games and had 900 yards off that.
Yeah.
He also has 300 receiving yards, too, so he's...
Josh Jacobs, I think, he's probably the most vital person in that offense. I'd argue he might even be more important than Jordan
It's pretty
Love.
cool how
you saw how good that offense operated with Malik Willis last
I stuck
year.
it to an NFL game to play quarterback.
Yeah, but in my opinion on it, we just saw Rashee Rice play last year, and then the rest of this year
for most of the year.
I don't think Jacob. I think this is more. I don't know too much about the actual details of the case and what's going to happen with him.
His girlfriend was on OnlyFans, so that's something.
Doesn't she have a history of reporting?
I didn't say anything about that, maybe, but...
Well, I saw people saying
if you're an athlete, you have access to literally any girl in the world, and he goes for someone on OnlyFans.
The way we put the link on the video screen.
I don't know.
No, we cannot. Shut up.
I don't know the details of it, but it seems like most times with stuff like this it doesn't normally get resolved till after the upcoming season because it normally takes a while. So I feel like Packers are going to be good. I could be wrong because I don't know the actual details, but
yeah. Well, it looks bad that it's 5 different things because even if they nail him down for 1, he's going to be out for.
Well, he's going to get suspended.
Exactly. That's the thing. When other people what was it? Rashee? He got accused of 1 thing. He got out of it, right?
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs is down for 5. So even if he gets out 4, he might. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets out of it completely because she could be bullshit.
Well, I don't know.
This could either be a nothing burger or it could end up being a real turning point.
The Packers backups have combined 3 snaps,
suffocation, battery, damage to property.
Yeah, we'll see what happens because him turning himself in is the big part because that either means he knows it's bullshit or he's trying to avoid
it's bad. He wants to minimize the
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not uncommon to see it.
He says he's denying all allegations.
Well, yeah,
obviously. It is always running backs. What is it with the running backs?
Receivers. Don't forget a couple receivers.
Well,
they just drive really fast.
But just think of the running backs. Adrian Peterson is who I think of. He beat his kid.
Michael Penix. Not Michael Penix. No, Mike Vick.
Mike Vick. Yeah. Except that was for
Falcons.
That was for fucking dogs, dude.
Yeah, alright, we're getting a little off topic.
Alright, here. Logan, I want you to do this next one.
Alright, our next topic is a little close to home. We got Ben Johnson's recent comments praising Luther Burden. I believe he said exactly that he's buying stock in Luther Burden. Is anyone surprised by this? I think Luther Burden by the end of last year.
Water is wet statement.
I think Ben Johnson, I honestly think he likes Luther Burden more than he likes Roma Dunze. Whether Luther Burden is better than Rome Odunze, I think is up for debate. But Ben Johnson loves these quick receivers that get tons of yards after the catch. It's why in Detroit he gets guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams. And I think Luther Burden is probably going to be his favorite weapon on that
kind of like a Jameis, not like as big, like really.
He's not as fast.
He's also like he's very fast. Obviously, J-Mo is like one of the fastest receivers. Yeah. But he's kind of like Walmart like J-Mo on that, but he's better at stuff that J-Mo isn't as good. It's like the route running, the consistency. Route running he's better at that, so he's a little bit better overall. Like J-Mo's a big play merchant.
This might be a hot take, but I think Rome is a more polished receiver, but I think Burden has way more talent than Rome has.
I wouldn't say talent, he has a higher ceiling.
Well, I think the big thing with Burden is dude was such a high-profile like he was a big receiver prospect, and I think prospect fatigue really hit Burden.
I mean,
there's other like concerns.
I think people got scared of the locker room issues that are just
in my opinion. There was I never had.
This
isn't because he went to the Packers, but I never had Matthew Golden above Luther Burden.
I didn't have Jaden Higgins. The only receivers in last year's draft class who I would say at the time were better than Burden would have been Tet Mack and Emeka Egbuka.
Well, the difference with Higgins is I'll give the Texans a pass. They might have been looking for that bigger body receiver, which is different. But still, Burden is a first-round receiver.
Anyone who watched college football watched that. Matthew Golden didn't have his like real breakout until the last like 4 games. It was that Arizona State game where he went off against a bad defense.
I mean, Golden was good. I didn't mind Golden going first round. I didn't mind him going first round, but I definitely thought Burden was a better prospect than Golden.
Yeah, I think Golden would have been good if he was going to a team where he wouldn't immediately have to be the number 1 receiver, whereas Burden can go onto a team and be a number 1 receiver.
Yeah. Well, Golden had Golden. I felt like was a really unpolished. Like he needs a lot of developing.
We did that.
I think Golden's gonna be better this year. How much better? I'm not sure because we all know the history of these like speed guys in the NFL is just not great.
I will say though, I don't think you need to be worrying. I think too many people they're not letting development happen.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's just a problem with the NFL in general.
Yes.
In the last couple of years, rookies get like a year or two before people already have them.
Nico Collins didn't break out until like year 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Nico Collins was not good. Yeah, exactly. He wasn't bad, but
500 yards. So it was like.
To be fair, I think he was a 3rd round pick, so he didn't have that much of a lead.
How long did it take Sam Darnold to break out?
Exactly. Certain players just need more time to develop, and then it just clicks for them.
Still waiting on field development.
They also get way too high of expectation. Like Nico, the only reason people really did because he was a 3rd round pick, so he didn't have that like you need to break. Now, if he was a 1st round pick, there would have been so much fire around him those first 2 years. Now, the fact he was a 3rd round pick, people weren't because they're like, okay, he's doing decent for a 3rd round pick.
But I just think there's always this expectation. Like Peyton Manning had a bad rookie season. Yeah, I know.
Caleb's was bad.
Everybody was calling Caleb a bust after 1 year.
I thought it was ridiculous because honestly, his stats weren't even that bad.
Everybody was like, "Oh, Jaden Daniels is the clear best quarterback out of this class." Now you could argue Jaden Daniels isn't even a top 3 quarterback from the 2024 class because we don't know about the longevity of him. And right now, I'd argue that Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Bo Nix are all most certainly better than Jaden Daniels.
Another dude, a recent Bear signing. Devin Bush is another dude that
30.
I mean. How many years is Devin Bush into the league, and it just finally something just clicked?
What do you have? A really good rookie season, and then he like fell off a cliff.
He didn't even do that good as rookie season.
I thought he was a big. Wasn't he the DPOY? Or not DPOY? Sorry, a defensive rookie.
Look at Al-Qadim Muhammad in Detroit. The guy got 11 sacks last year, and he was like a cast off.
Or think about what's his name? Akeem Hicks. Random year just had like 14 sacks. All right, next one. June 1st is approaching, and where is AJ Brown going?
Oh, this is like one of the stories of the offseason, honestly.
June 1st is so interesting. Dude,
what is that, 2 days? It'll probably have passed by the time this gets out.
As of recording, that is 2 days from now.
It's 2 days. I'm going to try my damn hardest, actually. I'm going to have to get this completely uploaded by the end of tomorrow. So.
Yeah, but anyways, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that. I think it has to be Patriots, except you never know. There's always a wild card team who will swoop in and throw like some crazy off.
Jacksonville's making a push.
Yes, that was who I was about to talk about.
I just think Jacksonville's push is so brain dead that they want to try to trade.
They're getting Brian Thomas, no, the thing is, if they give up Brian Thomas, they don't probably have to give up a first. They'd be insanely overpaying.
That would be insane to give up Brian Thomas for A.J. Brown.
We were just talking about not letting
couple
people
days
develop. The dude goes for. I mean, yes, he had a sophomore slump, and it was noticeable.
It was mostly situational
But there's
too, though.
zero way you're thinking about trading away Brian Thomas Jr. already for A.J. Brown, who they're both good receivers.
They're
but there's
really
no way you're
good.
giving up a young player like Brian Thomas,
who's going into his third year on a cheap
Eagles,
contract.
Dude. They're feeding the Eagles that.
No,
yeah.
literally. If the Eagles get Brian Thomas Jr., like
they might actually go back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think
a receiver room of Devontae Smith, Brian Thomas, and Mekhi Lemon. That might be the best in the NFC.
if you trade away Brian Thomas Jr. and then you get A.J. Brown and you don't do anything this year significant, there's no way that they're not putting Gladstone on the.
Well, Gladstone's an idiot. He's been way too aggressive and way too complacent at the worst times. Like when you need to be aggressive, he's been complacent.
I don't like what the Jaguars did this offseason. Last year they win 13 games. They got first rounded, and what did they do to really improve this team? You let a second-team All-Pro and Devin Lloyd walk straight out the door. You let Travis Etienne, who obviously has chemistry with Trevor Lawrence, walk right out the door.
He was the engines to that offense. When Etienne was hot, that offense was putting like 34.
You guys know what their salary caps at though? Like was there a money problem?
I think there might have been.
They probably a money problem where they had to release. I understand Devin Lloyd. You can't be paying it's hard to pay a linebacker.
They had to give up some.
It's because they're paying Josh Allen, Trayvon Walker.
But if you let Etienne walk, no offense to Bashul Toon, but you're letting a guy who has 30 carries last year. Now for a team that was run heavy last year, their offense was built on that run game. Etienne. And
but they're also
I think the only reason they're even thinking about trading Brian Thomas is because with Liam Cohen, the offense was working well. Brian Thomas was just not involved.
I mean,
that's the only reason I think they're even thinking about it.
They're always on the verge of are they gonna finally break out and be a top team? And
we thought that was this year, at the end of the year, and then they just fell apart.
I've always liked what the Jaguars have been doing the last couple of years. I've always been a defender of Trevor Lawrence, but I don't think Trevor can do this all alone, and I don't like how they're stripping away all his weapons now that they're just they win 13 games, get first rounded. You need to build up around this team, and they're just stripping away the weapons.
Well, let's get into the Patriots part of the story. It was reported. This guy had been weeks ago, maybe a month ago.
Dude, it was before the draft.
But that he was going to New England after June 1st. They had a deal set in place.
It has to do with the cap or whatever.
I mean, I'll believe it, but I feel like it's not true. I
heard the Eagles want they don't even care about getting a 27 first. I've heard they will take a 28 first, and it's probably in Patriots' best interest to get as much because then they keep the 27 first.
I don't understand. I still have never understood this A.J. Brown. Why does he want to get traded? A.J.
Brown's a diva. Let's be real.
He's a diva, but at the same
I don't know
time,
what. It's so confusing, this whole thing, as to why he wants to get traded. Because he played good, but he didn't play.
It's because whenever
top receiver level last year, he wasn't that good. And now I'm questioning. Why would you want...
Because when he wasn't playing good, the Eagles were winning, but he wasn't getting the ball. Then they started feeding him the ball, and then they lost. But he'd be
That's just a Kevin Patullo problem.
No, I agree.
Now
but this has kind of been the thing. This happened the year before.
In my opinion, he's complaining.
He's not a team player.
He's complaining the complaint. He's going to go to a worse team.
I wouldn't say the Patriots are that much.
There is zero way the Patriots win.
Oh, I agree.
14 games and go to the Super Bowl.
To be fair, if they have A.J. Brown, they're more
I honestly doubt the Patriots even win the division.
That's because the
second place.
They will definitely be in the playoffs.
I think the Bills made more improvements.
If they have A.J. Brown, I would be shocked if they didn't make the playoffs. Even though
I think they'll make the playoffs.
They'll make the playoffs regardless.
They'll make the playoffs,
especially if they have A.J. Brown.
They could work it with.
It 100% makes sense because.
I just think it seemed like Buffalo made a lot more.
What other receivers are in that market right now? The only team I can think of, this would be insane, but of the Vikings put up a shitter. And they start out the season 2-5 or something, and they're the GM, because they have a new GM coming in.
Because Jefferson is on a long contract.
Listen, now speaking of that new GM.
Speaking of GMs, let's talk about the Vikings hiring Nolan fucking Tesla as the new GM. What the fuck is that?
It's Nolan Teasley.
Nice
Nolan Teasley.
They clearly needed a new GM after whatever bullshit's been happening in the Vikings front
The
office.
Somalian GM.
Oh yeah, that guy is a total terrorist. Like
Terrorizing the city of Minnesota.
Drafted 9
for
against
how long?
O'Connell's will.
no, do you have any
Let
idea?
Darnold go.
Look at in the editing. I want to throw up the Vikings' last 3 draft
They
classes.
haven't had a
I
Pro
think
Bowler in 5 years. I
their
think.
biggest hit in the last couple draft classes was Jalen Naylor, or I guess maybe
Jesus
Dallas
Christ.
Turner.
It was definitely
who's-
Dallas Turner.
Dallas
100%
Turner,
Dallas
who
Turner.
is still like completely
It's
like
average.
on paper. Like you're hoping he does better now that Jonathan Grenard is gone.
He's been pretty average.
And it's just, how do you not draft a single good player over all these years?
And
Who
the
were the
crazy-
last couple Vikings first rounders? Obviously, you have
Addison.
9. Donovan Jackson's probably the best one. It's been one season.
Donovan Jackson's not bad. That was a good
Donovan
pick.
But before Donovan Jackson, you had 9. And before that, you had
Addison, I think, right?
Dallas
was-
Turner, Jordan Addison, who's good, but
They're all-
we've talked
Okay, you're-
extensively
we talked
about
about
This is
that
the
last
thing:
week.
is a lot of teams with their first round picks, they're getting star players that are. The Vikings are getting the average players that you get from like a second or third round pick out of the first. Like Dallas Turner was viewed as like one of the safest options in the draft, and he's just
playing
like
meh.
That's your
average.
call as the GM. Like
He's
Jared
playing to his
Verse was
floor.
right there. And now look at how Jared Verse has turned out.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I think part of Verse he
And
went to a great team.
now
That's
they
great
took
development.
Caleb Banks in the first round.
Now, don't get me wrong.
We'll see
I
how
don't.
that works
We'll
out.
That
talk
is
about
a
that. We'll talk about
huge. That is a huge risk versus reward.
Okay, well, I was gonna say it's definitely not a reach because that was his range before he broke his foot. Was like that, like 20th, like around that pick.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a second.
We'll talk about that
Yeah.
later. But
I don't know.
I think it's smart because the Seahawks, the GM office has been pretty good the last couple of years. Like, I mean, I don't think anyone can argue
Oh,
that they just
shit.
won a Super Bowl, but
yeah.
now John Snyder, I think that's his name, right? The Seahawks.
Yeah.
If he's
Yeah.
anything like John Snyder, I think the Vikings would be in a good place. I mean, they just need to not be stupid. If Kyler is an average quarterback, they should be in the playoffs.
I like Kyler.
They went 9-8.
Look
with
at- they
Max
went
Crosby
9-8
and
last
JJ
year.
McCarthy.
Look at their quarterbacks last year combined for 18 touchdowns and 21 interceptions.
And they had a
If
winning
they had
record.
if they had an average offense, because their run game was awful too. If they had an average offense last year, they'd probably have won the division. Honestly,
Can we lock?
Maybe.
Can they lock Max Brosmer out of the building now?
Is he on the team?
Max,
Kyler's here.
look at
If it's like 2 kids in a classroom, what is Max Brosmer?
He's a special like kid.
yeah, Max Brosmer. Like Kyler and JJ are in like 7th grade. The
Guys,
rest of
he's
the
the
league's
next Brock
quarterbacks
Purdy.
are in like
Stop hating
12th
on
grade. Max Brosmer's in like
He's that kid who's taking
Kindergarten.
4 gap years.
yeah. All right. Lastly, here for this news segment, I want to talk about Derwin James getting a fat extension. He got 3 years, $75 million.
How old is Joe?
I don't think-
James now?
He's getting older, but is 100% deserved.
It's
he has
Derwin
been
James.
leading that defense since he was drafted by them.
Yeah, I feel like there's not really too much to talk about. The dude, he just produces, and it's good to see the Chargers are keeping these core pieces
He's
because
also been a good
He's
leader,
29,
not
so-
controversial at all.
they have the talent. They just need to put these pieces together. And
Can they finally win a
They are
playoff
the biggest
game?
if team. They are the biggest if team.
The
led
biggest
by
one
if
if
man.
team.
Look, if they're
What
gonna
if
do it, it's
Justin
got to be
Herbert
this
was
year
competing in the playoffs?
because like this is probably the last year that Khalil Mack is going to be in playing at a really high level. You're going to have Akeem Mesidor coming in there.
And they have. Do they have Tulipi still?
Tuli Close.
Yeah, I think he.
He's on-
Yeah.
do
No,
they?
I think they have him for one more year, and then because he was.
I don't know.
I'll look.
Great DN combo going in this year, though. We got Mesidor and Clay Mack.
Yeah, someone
Khalil
doesn't
Mack.
like it, but
Derwin James. I mean, this team's shaping up to be good. They just need to figure it out in the playoffs.
in the
They do.
playoffs-
They got
They
Hampton
do.
back.
They need. I mean, if they were on a run and made it, I would say if they went on a run, made it to the Super Bowl. I don't think anyone would be surprised.
It's playoff
This is
Justin
like no
Herbert,
one would be
guys.
surprised, but
They have the
also,
talent, but
Nobody,
they just-
but
Yes.
nobody would be surprised.
Tulipi is
if-
on the last year of his deal.
Yeah.
So.
Nobody would be surprised if it's another 11-6 season and then they go 1-done in the playoffs.
Actually, I think Mesidor is gonna be start out as a sole third round. Was it third down pass rusher? Because Tulipi put up 14 stacks last year.
Tulipi did
He's
really
gonna
good.
he's gonna be the starter, and Khalil Mack is
They're gonna have a
amazing
good
run
pass
defense.
rush,
He's
and-
probably gonna be. They're probably gonna slot Khalil as that rushing 3 tech for the third downs.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Yeah,
look,
I guess that's good for Mesidor. He's not gonna have to go out there and
Mesidor is not
play 3 downs. He's gonna be the third down at least for this year, probably.
Yeah, and it's just with this team, it's frustrating because everybody like you said, nobody would be surprised if they string together a couple of wins in the playoffs and go on a
you know what this team reminds me of? This is basketball. This feels like the Clippers the last couple years when if they wasn't for injuries or whatever, they could have gone a lot farther. Yes,
Clippers. The last couple of hold on.
No, when they had Kawhi, James Harden.
Are we about to turn this into an NBA podcast?
No, I'm talking about when they are. No, you know what I'm talking about. They beat the Nuggets in 7. Yeah,
it's like the Twins in the MLB for all
Kawhi got
years.
injured and they shit the bed the next series. They can never stay healthy. It's two LA teams.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
all right.
I think it's time.
Explain the next thing.
We are introducing a brand new topic, a brand new segment. Never done anything like this before. We're playing a game, you could say. We're doing rapid fire questions. So,
hosted by Logan.
Yeah, so
this was his idea.
I put together this big list of questions that Nick, Nate, and Noah are all there. We'll have 5 seconds to answer each question.
I'll throw up a timer
on the screen.
Yeah.
They have 5 seconds to answer each question, and they must answer it truthfully because if they cannot give an answer in 5 seconds that they can back up with an explanation, they're going to get slapped across the face by me as punishment. So it's a little added.
Nate, I think Nate's already gets 1 for peeking at the list already.
Yes.
Nate was messing with the papers, so if the dude answers in a second,
give him the last
Man, this segment would be so much better if we had a camera recording on this.
If someone would allow their face on camera. But, okay, so let's do a little practice question to let
1 round.
So how does this go? Who are you going to ask first?
All right,
so
I'll go first.
We have a practice question to Nick. Or Noah.
Yeah, I'll go for just do practice for each of us.
This is not a question from the paper. Mm-hmm. Noah, who is your favorite quarterback? Timer starts.
Caleb Williams.
Stop. Why?
Well, he's a Bear. He's the Bears QB. He makes clutch plays whenever you need it. Have you seen the guy play in the fourth quarter?
Yeah. So you get the gist of it. You're on the clock. You have to give. It's basically we're just testing to see how well we know things off the top of our head.
My brain doesn't work that fast.
All right.
You just took a monster. Deal with it.
Who wants the first question?
Me.
Okay.
Okay. As soon as the question is over, the timer will start. Nick, are you ready?
Yes.
Who is the most overrated tight end in the league?
David Njoku. I don't know why that was the first name that came to my mind.
Oh, you gotta give a good explanation.
Okay, so look, he signs with the Chargers. Everybody's like, "Oh my goodness, Arondé Gadsden is so fucked." But let's think about this. David Njoku is 29. His career, he's been in the league since he was 20. This is his 9th season. And even last year, Harold Fannin was there. You'd think, oh, well, Harold Fannin obviously wasn't a good fantasy tight end. Well, guess what? Harold Fannin was one of the best rookie tight ends in the fantasy after Loveland and what's his name?
Warren.
And so look maybe I'm coping because I'm an Arondé Gadsden manager. He's not my starter, but I really hype him up, and I still think David Njoku, he'll be there for a year, and he'll probably mostly just be used for blocking. He'll have like 300 yards receiving, maybe a few touchdowns.
Can I add one thing about Njoku? He was a lot more of a receiving threat earlier in his career, but as you get in later stages, it's kind of like Mercedes Lewis. It's really similar to Mercedes Lewis, where he went from being a decent receiving threat to almost pure blocking.
Yeah.
Yes, Njoku will be a red zone threat. He's a great red zone threat.
Yeah, he'll get a couple touchdowns, but I still think Arondé Gadsden will put up solid numbers.
That Chargers,
he could be like He's a good backup tight end to have. And I think David Njoku, people still see him as he was a couple of years ago. And there's a reason why he was unsigned past the draft. I think George Kittle could have been a good answer for this too, just because he's always injured.
Okay. Well, I guess if
that guy could stay healthy consistently, he might be one of the best.
Dude, his on-pace numbers are insane.
All right, we're gonna go to the next question.
All right, I'll go this one, Noah. We're gonna go in order of the table. Okay. Noah, are you ready?
Yep.
Noah, name a current rookie, so someone that just got drafted that won't make it to a second contract.
Akeem Azador.
Oh, wow. Okay, that was a second. That's 1.56.
Before this explanation, if you want a super in-depth explanation, go back and watch our draft coverage.
Or just watch the short of it.
Just watch the short of Akeem Azador.
Okay, Noah,
this might have been the easiest question for me. I have a really good answer, and D'Angelo Ponce also. That would be my number 2. Okay, Team Azador. Now, I've never liked
Malachi Lawrence was there.
Okay, well. Okay, anyways. I have always thought he LARPs off Ruben Bain his entire career.
LARPs off Ruben Bain.
Yes.
14 sacks.
I don't even know if that makes sense. But
Yes,
That
he
doesn't.
is. Sorry, leeching. That's the word.
Okay.
He's leeching off Ruben Bain. I don't think he's that great of a run defender. He flashes sometimes, but he's really inconsistent in run defense. And I just don't think. I mean, I do agree his situation is great. I'm not going to deny that his situation is great. He's going to be a pure pass rusher at least for first year. So I wouldn't be surprised if he makes his second contract. Now, if I had to pick a first round rookie who wouldn't, it's him.
Okay.
That's my reason. I think you need to be considered a success for the Chargers resign. He needs to improve that run defense, and he can't be, especially for a Chargers team who historically their DNs are pretty good at run defense.
Okay, I guess that's valid, even though you're wrong. But
I mean, you can disagree with me, but it's my opinion.
okay,
Yeah.
Nate, are you ready?
Yes,
Nick.
sir.
You can have dinner with any retired NFL player. Who is it?
Michael Stott.
Okay,
Oh,
explain.
you're gonna dox yourself.
He's the best alumni player out of our school.
Alumni.
Joliet Catholic.
Joliet Catholic Academy. He's the greatest fullback of all time. Super Bowl winner. Just
Joe
ask him
Maddox.
how his career was at high school.
Is Nate LARPing? What team did he play for?
The fuck you mean? What team did he play for?
What year did he win the Super Bowl?
Okay.
What year did he win the
Okay, he's not LARPing.
Okay, we're back to Nick.
All right.
Okay, Nick, are you ready?
Yes.
Nick, what is the dumbest sounding name in the NFL?
The dumbest sounding name, Kool-Aid McKinstry.
3 seconds. Explain.
The guy's fucking name is Kool-Aid.
That's the dumbest name.
I like it. I liked the name, but it's goofy as fuck.
Okay, quick explanation on that one. Back to Noah. Okay, similar question. Noah, what is the best sounding name in the NFL?
Luther Burden.
Why?
Because LB10. It's a good acronym.
Okay, I don't
You
know.
can't say Luther.
Is this valid? I don't.
Yes.
Smack him.
Burden.
Smack him.
Okay,
LB10.
No, look, think about it. If you hear the name Luther Burden, you think of a good player. It's not like some people. Some people just have good names. Luther Burden. You're telling me
The third.
Let's
Yes,
think. Who
Luther,
has,
exactly.
who has a good name in Noah's head? Xavier Watts.
that is a good. I should have said that.
Okay,
Nick
That's actually-
Ward.
I guess we'll take it, but that's very close on being fraudulent because we
Yeah,
were
I
just
don't
talking
know.
about him.
And
Yeah,
you were
that's
close.
something
You were close to that 5-second time limit. You had to spit out the first thing you thought.
3.84 on that one.
Okay.
Jackson.
All right,
Bad question.
Man, these seconds feel so long.
all right, Nate, ready?
It's gonna be the hardest one.
Nate, are you ready?
Yeah.
Was OJ guilty?
No! The glove did not fit, people.
Sit down.
The glove did not fit.
Is this a valid take?
The glove. does
I'm
not-
gonna say no because all right. I don't know if you know this.
Hey,
We've
was-
had this conversation
was he
before,
guilty of going?
and he called OJ guilty. So now
What do you
him
mean?
saying
He
no
looked at the evidence.
is an invalid
Evidence.
Don't
take.
you know OJ? Don't you know OJ doesn't go to LA because the killer might be
Alright,
there?
Exactly.
People, this is an invalid take. You're lying.
What do you mean?
We stated it has to be a valid take.
Danny convinced me that he wasn't guilty. The glove didn't fit. He was proven not guilty.
Do we accept
proven
this?
not guilty in court, by the way.
We'll accept it.
I'll
We'll
accept it.
He was not guilty.
By the
He was not
technical
guilty.
definition,
Exactly.
he did answer it. All right, I'm.
Was it a valid explanation?
Oh yeah, because I would agree
Yes,
with
'cause
him.
he-
I say he wasn't.
he was not guilty.
I would say he wasn't
He
guilty.
was.
myself.
I guess.
Okay, so
Technically.
I would say
That's
he
a
was
hard-
guilty 100%. but-
what? Okay,
Definitely didn't.
It's kinda hard.
this
That
could
was-
be a whole episode apparently.
He sounds- yes.
half of this table doesn't think he's guilty, and half of it does.
He's
so-
not guilty. What do you mean?
Okay.
You guys sound like
He was
Packers
2,000
fans defending
yards.
Josh Jacobs.
All right, Nick. We're moving on apparently. Okay,
Okay.
Nick, are you ready?
Yes.
Who is the most underrated wide receiver?
Most underrated wide receiver.
Give me.
Roma Dunze.
Holy
I was gonna say that.
Oh my
That's what I was
God!
gonna say.
Nick answered this on a 4.94 title.
That's so mad because I was gonna say Romo Dunze if that was my.
You were almost a second away.
That's exactly
from,
who I said.
Okay,
So we were
explain.
saying Bobo.
Bears bias, of course, and Noah agrees with me, but like Roma Dunze, Logan is out on him already. He's entering year 3.
You've argued with Noah
He's
about
had
this
2
many
straight
times, too.
years where he's gotten like 700 yards and a lot of touchdowns, but let's think about it here. His first year, he's a rookie, which first of all, I don't think rookie production is that much of a gauge or an indicator for how good a player actually is, because I think there's a lot of development after that. Last year, like the first 4 weeks, he was like a top 10 receiver in the league, and I don't think that you could really argue that.
Fantasy-wise, he was top 3 for the first 5 weeks of the season.
The first like 4 weeks, he has like 288 yards and like 5 touchdowns. He was insane.
I want to say
then he gets like a stress fracture in his foot, and the rest of the year he's either playing through it or out. And I just think people are out on him way too early. People forget the reason why he went 9th overall. He was part of the big 3 of that receiver class of Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors, and Roman.
He was consensus top 10 pick. Like,
yeah, exactly.
They were shocked he fell to him in the first place.
The guy's still big, and he
moves great for his size.
He moves fantastic for his size.
I want to say,
and I think he is perfect for this Ben Johnson offense.
I want to say one thing. People talk about him, but look at where he was. He was the wide receiver 3, but behind a future Hall of Famer and Keenan Allen and a very productive DJ Moore. Put up 700 yards. How many wide receiver 3s are putting up 700 yards the rookie year?
Exactly.
It's year 2.
He put up 700 yards.
He played 12 games. Well, yeah, it's rookie. His second year. He plays 12 games, and let's be real, he only played like 10 because 2 games he barely played.
Mm-hmm.
He played 10 games, he put up 700 yards, which is like, 80 yards? And I'd say there was one game, I think it was the Bengals, he just put up a stinker, didn't do anything. So if we're being real, 9 games, he put up 700 yards, like actual games. That's great production. And a stress fracture, I'd probably assume that's not fun to play with.
To wrap this up, everybody talks about Luther Burden, but I would not be surprised at all if Rome Odunze is better.
All right. Noah, are you ready? Will Josh Allen ever win a Super Bowl?
Yes. I want to say this. I think he gets 1. He's going to get 1. Bills fans are going to go crazy, and they're just never going to make it back. There's no way. Okay. I think they're going to sell out. I think it's going to be within a year or 2. They have a decent wide receiver core now. So they have a manageable. They have a really good top 5, top 10 running back. I personally think he's top 5, James Cook. Maybe it's a little biased. Their defense, well, I don't know how their defense, because what's their old head coach name? Sean McDermott. People were hating on him, but he's always brought out way better, like that defense. He made them a lot better than they actually were.
You think Joe Brady will be better?
I don't know. That's the thing. It depends really on the D coordinator. I would not be surprised if they won one though. I think it's gonna have to be a sellout, kind of like how the Bucs sold out for the Tom Brady. For that 1 year, they kind of sold out their future for it.
Yeah, except the Bucs are still good at.
Oh yeah, okay. But everyone thought at the time they're selling out for this 1 year. It's going to be that.
Or what the Rams did in 21.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be like that, and then after that, they're never going to sniff one again.
All right.
Okay. Moving on to Nate. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Will the Commanders make it back to the conference championship with Jaden Daniels?
No.
Under a second.
0.96.
Explain.
I don't think. I mean, look at Jaden Daniels now. What is he like? He came in like 145 pounds.
No, he did not.
You are so stupid. I hate to say this.
160 now?
Nate is one of the biggest LARPers you ever see. This dude just bought in an AI meme picture of Jaden Daniels.
Daniels is never going to reach that level of play that he did before.
6'2.5", almost 6'3".
He's like 170.
Order. Is that Are we counting Nate believing an AI picture of Jaden Daniels?
No, I know the picture was fake. I didn't know how much you weighed.
Nate,
you really think
around 200.
an NFL player weighs 145 pounds?
Emmanuel,
that is 15 pounds lighter than me.
Logan, you know how
that's his weight.
Less than me, actually.
All right,
I'm 5'6".
Did Nate just lose his question?
Yeah, honestly, just for that.
Defend it better then.
You have
15
seconds to describe this better.
I don't think he can ever reach that level of play he did his rookie year. Because one, who's his wide receiver? Wide receiver two, Antonio Williams. Their defense is a bunch of the corpse of Von Miller and 2 rookies at linebacker.
Hey, Von Miller's not on that team anymore.
What about Sonny Styles?
Yeah, I said a rookie at linebacker. They don't have the defense to get back to where they were.
They pretty much Bobby Wagner's been
I'll accept that. Yeah.
Okay.
Just 145 pounds.
Last question for everyone here.
Okay.
All right.
You are stranded on an island with any defense. All right. A little further context. We are Bears fans, so to make this question, you are stranded on an island with any defensive player not on the Chicago Bears for the rest of your life. Who would it be?
Myles Garrett.
I was going to say that. Explain.
I thought I was going to say Xavier Watts.
Well, are we trying to get off this island? Because Myles Garrett is like one of the strongest humans. Like
you're stuck on it the rest of your life.
Oh God, that's
Well,
that's just nowhere.
Miles Garrett's chill.
So
Yeah, Miles Garrett is chill as hell.
Except unless you're Mason Rudolph.
Oh yeah,
Bandy kind of looks like
he
Mason
likes
Rudolph.
he's literally dating I think it's Korean, right?
Yeah,
I'm Korean.
snowboarder.
He's gonna be so
He's
chill
gonna
with
date
me.
you.
He's posted himself at like Pokemon or something.
No, he is
hold back
so
what I
chill.
was just
He
about to
loves
say,
Asian
but-
people, and he is going to build like
You're
a
getting-
house. No,
Bandy has a resemblance to Chloe Kim. He oddly looks a lot like Chloe Kim.
Alright,
so,
We are.
anyways, what I'm saying is he is.
So many shows.
If you need him to build something, you need him to build a raft, you need him to build a house, do anything. Who else is gonna do a better job than him? He is a hard
I
worker.
miss Chloe Kim lately.
Alright,
bro.
bro.
okay.
Alright,
Very
because
last
think about
one.
who isn't Miles
Shut
Garrett
up.
the
We're
guy?
going next.
Okay.
Wrapping this up with
slap him.
Nate. Will Dan Campbell be the head coach of the Lions 5 years from now?
Yes.
Explain. .98.
I mean, look at how he turned around this Lions program ever since he got
Program.
here. Fucking team.
Now it's like the inverse of
University
Lions.
of Lions.
I mean,
What was
they are
the
basically
record
just
before he came there? What, like
the-
3 or 4
Yeah,
wins?
one
They
year
had
where they
second
went
overall
2-0.
pick.
Didn't they have a year where he was the head coach and
I
they
mean,
went
they're
2-15?
89. But he completely changed the chemistry, the
Culture.
the culture of the team around. He's gonna definitely be here for 5.
Yeah, but
5 to 10.
isn't it statistic? Didn't I? I
Ben
may be
Johnson
wrong,
is
but didn't I
carrying
see
them.
statistically Dan Campbell is
He's
like
bad.
the worst head coach in the league?
He's bottom 5 in
Statistically,
decision-making.
I don't like Dan Campbell, but I also don't think he gets fired.
No.
There's no way he gets fired in
He's
5
the
years.
you
I
can't
disagree.
for the Lions. You can't fire the guy that brought you multiple NFC. I think no, just one.
Now
he
they-
brought
now
you
they need-
to the NFC Championship. This is the most success the Lions have had since what, like 1998 or
Since
something.
the 1950s.
No, 98 when they went to playoffs with Barry Sanders.
They went to the championship once.
Yeah, but
And
you
when you
can't
consider
fire.
that they didn't win another playoff.
This
I
game,
think
This
like,
isn't like-
after year 5, probably, but
in my
This
opinion,
isn't like the Patriots where they have sustained success, so they're kind of expecting. This is the Lions who've been one of the most poverty franchises of the last 100 years.
in my opinion, 5 years is a long time in the NFL.
A lot could change, so it's hard to
And
predict.
I don't really see not Ben John. I don't
What
see
the-
Dan Campbell bringing the team back, especially offensively, the same way that they were with Ben Johnson on his own. And I think that's really going to show. And I think, I'm not saying after next year, but I'm saying in 5 years' time, I don't think that he will be the head coach.
They might mutually
I
part.
think there's going to be I think they mutually part ways because
I think Dan Campbell
He'll
is
be
a great CEO head coach, but he's not great when he's forced to call the plays.
He will be like he's like John Harbaugh. I could definitely see him. A team will instantly hire him. No, I'm saying a team will instantly hire him as soon as he leaves. the
Dan
Lions.
Campbell is what Matt Eberflus wished he was. All right, so I think that's actually a good way to segue in to our NFC North breakdowns, and we can start off with the Lions.
all right. Should we talk about departures first,
Yes.
like last time? All right. So the key departures: they lost Alex Anzalone to Tampa Bay. What's that linebacker room looking like? Because they
got Malcolm. What's it? It's Malcolm Rodriguez, right?
they re-signed Jack
Do they have
Campbell
Alex
with a 4-year, $81 million contract.
Yeah.
They lost Amik Robertson to the Commanders. Biggest loss probably was David Montgomery traded to the Texans.
Yes.
Sonic and Knuckles are gone now.
I would say
Knuckles is gone.
Taylor Decker was a
Taylor
huge
Decker's
loss.
released.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
Dan
they
Skipper retired. They lost 2 linemen there, and they lost.
Yeah, but
I know they drafted Blake
Bills,
Miller, but it's hard replacing an All-Pro.
Oh, no,
like
guys, they lost
year
Kyle Allen.
one.
Oh yeah, Blake Miller.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be bad.
The Taylor Decker move is
a cap
still,
casualty.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting. He's still unsigned, also.
I'm shocked. It's because he's asking for a high price. I'm pretty sure.
Probably, yeah.
He already might be trying to get a multi-year deal.
Yeah. David Montgomery.
Damn Montgomery.
Pacheco signed for cheaper, correct? Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
yeah.
easily, definitely.
100%.
And I don't think the
Pacheco
gap in
is
talent
Pacheco
is, I mean,
needs to lock in this
They're
year.
very similar. In
The
my
Lions are starting to have
opinion,
a problem where they just have too many good players that they have to pay. You're having Amon-Ra, both the safeties. You're having
Goff is getting paid crazy.
Goff
amounts.
getting paid a shit ton. You have Jack Campbell, Aiden Hutchinson, obviously. They're starting to have to make cuts just to try to maintain their core.
And we're talking about a team that got
We're
last
talking about
in
a
the
team,
North, too.
yeah, that got last in the North last year. Which, to be fair, they're not finishing last again. It's not going to happen.
There's no way they.
No,
If
to
they
be
finish-
fair, no
if
one
they-
said that last year. After
If they finish last again, then Dan Campbell will be gone within 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, no, it depends because They finished last and they're like 11-6.
No.
It could definitely happen.
We'll get into it, but in my opinion,
they're 8-9.
They're only
no, they're 9-8. And the NFC North had all 500. That's what I'm saying. If they win 2 more games, it is really realistic. They could get last because this division is
I'm gonna be very shocked if a team that's not the Vikings ends up in 4th place in this division.
Carry on, Nate.
Packers and Jacobs.
They extended Penei Sewell. I mean, and they're moving him to what? Left? Was it left? Or,
Yes, they're moving left.
Yeah.
They re-signed Jack Hamill to a 4-year, $81 million extension.
Yep.
Jeez,
That's big.
Let's talk about the other free agency additions. They got Greg Dortch from the Cardinals.
Who's that? Khalif Raymond replacement?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
They also got Cedric Wilson from the Saints. I don't know. That's good.
I think there's
Wilson.
not the biggest one. Probably Pacheco.
Even that's not that big.
No, I think Detroit. Gibbs,
Cade
even though
Mays
people
from
are,
Carolina too.
I want to say this: people are talking about Gibbs is going to be finally free, but in games where Montgomery had like more than 8 carries, Gibbs was way better efficiency wise. Like Gibbs is a fancy monster, but in a lot of those games, rushing wise, he wasn't good. But he would have like 8 catches for like 60 yards.
I don't think Gibbs needs another running back.
I think it benefits.
It
benefits his efficiency.
I think they could have used that money elsewhere.
They got Pacheco for extremely cheap. I think it was like $3 million a year.
I'm not too sure what the actual contract was, so I may be wrong. But
if they got for anything less than $5 million, I'd say it was worth it.
Are you talking about the draft now?
Yes.
All right, round 1, pick 17. We all know they took Blake Miller out of Clemson, offensive tackle.
Good pick.
Sticking him in at right tackle there.
I don't think he was their first option. I think they wanted Caden Proctor. I heard
Caden Proctor went like 8th.
No, I know. No, yeah, you want to.
And then also Monroe Freeling went the pick after this, so that's gonna be an interesting narrative.
No, so I think they wanted Proctor.
Blake Miller is, I think, a better pick than Monroe. Monroe's way more of a project. They're looking for more of a.
He's got a higher.
It was a safer pick.
Monroe has a higher ceiling but a lower.
Lions need to compete now.
Exactly. That's why it makes sense.
The Lions window is within the next 3 years. If they can't do it in the next 3 years, then
just gonna keep
Jared Goff is drafted in 2016. He's entering his 11th season in the NFL.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think he's gonna have problems with age.
Or maybe it was 16.
No, it was
16 because 17 was
Miles. Yeah, correct. Yeah,
that was Myles Garrett, right?
Yeah.
Round 2, they picked Derek Moore with the 44th pick.
That makes sense.
That's where he should have been.
I mean, over Zion Young though.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, but it's a Michigan player. I understand Zion Young has the concerns. I think Derek Moore.
Derek Moore's good.
He's a better pass rusher. I think Zion Young was the better run stopper.
It's
but they don't need a run stopper when they already have good D tackles and you have Aiden Hutchinson. You need a pass rusher.
I just thought it's pretty funny that out of all the big name Michigan players the last couple of years, the only one the Lions didn't take was J.J. McCarthy.
Well, yeah, look how they're doing right now.
They didn't have a pick till round 4, pick 118. Jimmy Rolder, linebacker, I guess out of where?
It's good.
Michigan.
Good pick. I like the pick.
You call them the
and then
Wolverines.
Round 5, pick 157. They got Keith Abney.
That's a great.
That's just insane value.
They have been. What is this? Like the 3rd year, both their safeties have been injured for most of the year. I haven't seen a season.
I'll get into that in a little bit.
Haven't made it past week 10.
Yeah, and I mean, they've kind of like in the past couple. They got Rakestraw who fell to them. They're always good at picking up these corners that fall. Arnold fell in the draft. And I mean, I know he hasn't been exactly what people are hoping.
He's been a good Quinyon Mitchell
corner too,
but he fell in the draft to them. Enish Rakestraw fell in the draft to him. Yeah. He's been battling a lot of injuries though, and now they get Keith Abney, and they're just really good at picking
Keith
up
Abney's replacing Notre Dame legend Thomas Harper. Dude, I've never seen a UDFL play so much.
The Lions draft more Michigan players than the Eagles drafted Georgia players.
Then a little bit later in the 5th round, they got Kendrick Law out of Kentucky.
Oh, your favorite.
Do they just like drafting
players
from
blue
schools?
So many JMOs.
You better give me a 1st round pick from in fantasy.
I will gladly give you a 1st round pick for Kendrick Law.
Yes, and if you queers veto this, I swear.
Round 6, pick 205, they got Skylar Gill-Howard, D tackle from Texas Tech.
Wow, it's not the blue team?
Surprisingly, they picked the red team.
Wow.
I mean, that's a good pick there.
They
stack up the interior.
Always getting depth.
And then they took, is it Tyre or Tyree West, the edge from Tennessee? Tyre or Tyree?
Huh?
Tyre West, the edge from Tennessee. What is it?
Tyree.
It's Tier, I think.
Tier.
It's
a
7th round.
Wow.
He won't see the field, so.
He's just going to be like your 3rd string.
There'll be a body.
And then both their safeties are dealing with some injury issues right now.
All right, Nate, give your What's your schedule? What's your record?
Record prediction.
They're in a fourth place schedule. They're going to be playing a bunch of teams that were awful last year.
Did you look at their schedule? Do you have their record?
I don't have the record.
I
just want you to think.
Even last week, I didn't go game by game, but I just gave what I think their record prediction is.
They need to win now.
They have like 4 or 5 free wins because they're playing the 4th place team in a lot of bad divisions.
Yeah, they're going to play the Cardinals.
So what is it?
I think they go 11-6 this year, and
that means they probably split, or they have to split every series. Wow. And then, no, I'm not that surprised. They split every series.
What a surprise Nate just pulled something out of his ass that no one else agrees with.
No, I could definitely see
it. You agree with either 11-6 or 12-5.
Well, I haven't seen their schedule, but think about it. They split every series. Very realistic. They got swept by the Max Brosmer Vikings. Both times they played Max Brosmer.
And they swept the Bears.
I don't know. In my opinion, they lost their window of success. They go 9-8 in my opinion.
Oh, what? I thought you were going to say they do way better.
No, I think they're
9-8
playing.
I think they're.
Dude, aren't they playing the Cardinals, the Saints? I think they're playing the Jets.
I didn't know.
They are playing so many shit.
If you want my opinion, they're stuck with Campbell. I don't think Campbell. I think Campbell's a good.
They have
Campbell's not. Just say you don't want to go for a 4th and short.
In my opinion, Campbell's holding the team back.
I kind of agree.
I agree, but 11-6 is very reasonable.
I'm not
2 more wins with a way worse schedule.
Look, I'm kind of philosophically different from these super aggressive on 4th down coaches. I think Ben Johnson's the worst offender, but Dan Campbell is obviously the one who started it, and I just think these coaches are trying to coach like this is Madden instead of real life.
You can say that, but they're praised as geniuses when it works. That's the thing.
Yeah, they're praised as geniuses when it works, but also it doesn't work a lot of the time.
Yeah. All right, Nick, you want to?
All right, so I'll start. I'll talk about the Packers. So. I hate the Packers, but I'm going to be unbiased. I specifically chose the Packers. I was going to do the Vikings, but we're going to start off talking about the key subtractions. Rashawn Gary, who was terrible last year, he got traded to the Cowboys. He was just wasted money next to Micah Parsons. What was it? There was a stretch last year where he went 8 games without getting a single pressure or a single TF.
I think it was sacked. No, he couldn't get sacks. He was getting pressures, but he
wasn't even getting pressure.
He had the flashes sometimes, but
he definitely
never
pressures, put it together. He wasn't getting
He never
sacks.
did, and especially once Micah was there for some reason, that's very rare where he just completely falls off a cliff. They released Elton Jenkins, who
he's older, so
injured.
But they already were
still a high quality guy. The interior O line was already a problem.
Isn't it Jordan Morgan's replacing him directly? Jordan is a boss.
He's been alright.
I wouldn't say he hasn't started a full year as a first round pick.
I just haven't liked their drafts any of the last 3 or 4 years. They trade Dontavian Wicks to the Eagles.
That was good,
which I think is fine. They have a crowded receiver.
I think it was hurting them that they had so many crowd because nobody come in alpha and I just think it was hurting them.
I know they're high on Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden,
and Christian Watson, which I agree. That is, I think they're finally.
When Christian Watson gets injured, then who's the next guy? I don't even know.
Savion Williams.
Good boy.
I mean, in my opinion, he didn't look too bad last year.
Yeah, he also has had less than 100 yards last 2
years. Okay, so
you're talking about
nobody really talked about this, but they released Nate Hobbs, which Nate Hobbs has got to be one of the biggest failed contracts in recent.
It's still kind of crazy, especially they have such corner problems. And yes, I know Nate Hobbs lived nowhere up to the hype. I know he was a cap casualty, but he was still their best corner last year. Keyshawn, you want to talk about the terrorist?
He was a huge disappointment.
Oh, I agree.
Especially after.
But at the same time, he was still their best corner on that team.
I don't even know. The corners were so
okay, we're going to talk about the guy who lost them 3 or 4 games last year. Definitely better than Keyshawn Nixon.
And the person that they
I think any Packers fan will agree with
the person that they signed out of free agency is even funnier. But they released our favorite player in the league, Brandon McManus. All the Bears.
Fuck Brandon McManus, dude.
What do you mean favorite?
I love Brandon McManus.
All right,
Brandon McManus.
For some reason, Nate had him in fantasy. For some reason, he was.
What do you mean? He was injured the last 10 weeks of the season.
I guarantee if you go on any fan, you know how it says 0.1% rostered. That 0.1%.
Because he had 12 points that 1 week. I had him that week.
He was injured
my game
for half the
Then he gets negative points and loses me that game.
He was
next week.
Nate, he was injured for almost the entire year.
And their last major subtraction is they trade away Colby Wooden to the Colts to get Zaire Franklin, who...
Franklin's
I guess another one, I forgot to write this down, but Quay Walker left.
That's the direct replacement. Quay Walker is younger,
that's a big
faster,
loss.
And better I think Quay Walker. I'm pretty high.
But
I always
signed for a lot of money in Las
exactly.
Vegas.
I've always thought Quay Walker is really underrated. Like you see the guy, he gets his hands on the player. Like that's why the Packers are one of the best tackling teams because Quay Walker does not miss tackles. So.
And to talk about their additions, I'm not a big fan of most of these guys. They signed Javon Hargrave, who I think is probably
he's old.
He's old, but you know what? That
D
line is basically Micah Parsons and a bunch of scrubs. Devontae
Wyatt,
Javon Hargrave is probably
soon. I think so, yeah.
Because he tore his ACL. I know that.
Mike,
he should be back.
It's like, who's there besides Micah? I mean, it's Lucas Van Ness, who at this point we could say is a draft bust. We'll get into their last couple drafts in the first round, especially, have been terrible. And it's almost better that they just traded away
Matthew Golden
2 years.
That's why I hate the people.
It's Matthew Golden, Jordan Morgan, Lucas Van Ness, and then the year before that it's Quay Walker and Devontae Wyatt.
This year,
that was the last good one.
You'll get into it, but I kind of like their draft this year. But you'll get into
it. I agree. I do.
All right. And then after that, they signed everybody's favorite cornerback, Benjamin St-Juste.
Oh, that's who it was.
Their corners right now are Benjamin St-Juste, Keyshawn Nixon.
Yeah, Luther Burden going for 300 that week.
Oh yeah, dude. Obviously, they got Zaire Franklin to replace Quay Walker.
Who isn't he 31 and he's like slow now?
Yeah.
He's a tackling machine.
It's not
but
bad,
in the pass game, he is getting fried. The people were talking shit on Quay Walker because Quay Walker was inconsistent in the pass game. He is even worse.
I think that they did a good job of what they were working with in order to get a replacement.
They are kind of in the they were, I think, in the salary situation. Now they're not, but
and then other than that, it's like nobody major out of free agency. Sky Moore and Tyrod Taylor.
I think the big part is their draft.
Yes, their draft was huge. They obviously got Brandon Seiss in round 2.
Amazing pick, dude. In my opinion, Seiss was a first round talent, and as a Bears fan, when they picked him, I was like, "Oh shit, that is not good."
That's okay. Robo Dude's in for 200.
The thing is that Brandon Seiss and fucking who's the second quarter? Benjamin St-Juste.
And then Keyshawn's the slot, which is his natural position. Keyshawn is a slot.
We're forgetting that they let go of Trevon Diggs.
Oh no!
I love Trevon Diggs. He let DJ Moore pancake him 20 yards downfield, and they had what was it, like a 20-yard screenplay or something?
All right, and then round 3 they get Chris McClellan.
Another great pick in my opinion. Traded up for him. Yeah. But I mean,
traded up for him, but once again, you're trying to give Micah the help he needs on that D line. Mm-hmm.
That's smart.
And they did that.
Plus, Micah cannot be expected to come back and be like the leader of the defense like week 5 because I'm pretty sure he's coming back against the Bears.
And look, they did that with the very next pick. They get Deny Dennis Sutton in round 4.
Another great value pick, dude. They're hitting on.
Look, for not having a first round pick, they got great value. It's like the opposite of the Jaguars.
That's why people are like saying the Packers in that first round. I honestly think it's better they got Micah instead of just fucking up the first round pick. I think Packers fans would agree. They've been horrendous at drafting the first round for the last 3 years.
I agree.
Yeah. Then after that, they get Jagger Burton out of Kentucky.
Jagger.
Okay. We got the moves like Jagger. Round 5 guy. I guess you're hoping he turns into something for that interior offensive line. And then Dominic Jackson from Alabama. Yeah. And then, obviously, one of them we're talked about.
They kind of just went best available positions. They pretty much told you. Which is what you want. Yeah. So that's pretty.
And then, round 6, they get Trey Smack out of Florida.
That was probably the best pick of the draft.
If they have Trey Smack, they probably beat the Bears last year.
How funny would it be if he's like perfect the whole year and in a playoff game against the Bears, he just fucking misses the game when he field goal or something? How funny would that?
What was your record prediction?
Okay, my record prediction, honestly, they were 9-7-1 last year, and that's not great, but I don't see them being any better.
I see them going like 10-7.
I get 10-7. 11-6 absolute ceiling. I don't see any way they win.
I can definitely see them. Michael comes back like full force.
Their ceiling is the same way they've been for the last 3-4 years. They're going to the 7th seed and getting one and done in the playoffs.
What was it?
Look, this defense is Micah Parsons and company. This offense is going to be Jordan Love trying to do everything out there because I think
Christian Watson is amazing up until he gets injured.
All right, so Packers. I'm going to say they finished 3rd.
Okay, so I'll go next. I had the Minnesota Vikings, and we'll start
in honor of Owen Stenberg.
Stein, actually.
Yeah.
We'll start off with their departures. I think their biggest one losing in free agency was Jalen Naylor.
What?
Oh no!
They didn't lose that.
I mean,
really, there is one big guy they lost who's been on that team for 15 years.
Oh yeah.
I said in free agency, but
oh well, yeah.
Naylor obviously went to the Raiders. decently sized contract
for a guy who's never really.
$8 mil a year?
I mean, in my opinion, I think Jawan Jennings is an upgrade.
Well, he's definitely better
over
than
Jalen
the
Nair.
other. Yeah.
But they lost Ty Chandler, and they lost Ty Chandler, Jonathan Allen, and Javon Hargrave. You're not stressing.
Oh, their biggest one was Grenard.
Those D lines,
especially with what they did in the draft.
They had Harrison Smith and Ryan Kelly both retiring. Those are pretty big hits.
Harrison Smith is probably culturally their biggest. I mean, that's a guy that's gonna probably be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
and he's been there since. Was he been there since like 2010 or something crazy?
Never even got to see.
38
never
year
even
old
got to see a Super Bowl.
Also, CJ Ham retired. Long time fullback, but they did replace him later.
CJ Ham, Nate's favorite.
And then two bigger trades. They traded Ed Ingram to the Houston Texans, and obviously the big draft they trade was Jonathan Grenard to the Philadelphia Eagles.
They're banking on Dallas.
How old is Grenard now?
Sure.
Definitely.
Grenard's like 29 or 30.
He's like 30.
Eagles
He's got at least 3 good years left.
Thing is, he only got like 4 sacks last year.
Eagles once again are picking up just another.
Well, I think it's
solid DN. Jalen Phillips moving on to Grin,
and I think this is more of a sign that they believe in Dallas Turner having a big year 3.
Well, I think he has the talent for sure. It's just
the worst part about their offseason was their free agency signings. So, obviously, the big notable one was Kyler Murray. I love that
it's
signing.
Like 2 kids.
What else could you do?
I think it's good. Kyler Murray's 100% going to start.
I mean, we got to talk about
what do you mean? These
recent interviews. I mean, 9's cooked.
9.
JJ McCarthy is not starting week 1.
9 is a bust.
I can't wait for in like 15 years when JJ McCarthy's a trivia question. Who was the Vikings' first round bust?
Unless he just becomes the next Sam Darnold, you're going to see.
The difference is Sam Darnold actually could play a full season.
You're going to see JJ McCarthy win a Super Bowl with the Texans.
The thing is,
JJ Darnold played like 2 or 3 years.
The thing is, JJ McCarthy is not only bad, but he's also injury prone.
Sam Darnold at least was good in college. JJ McCarthy wasn't even good in college.
Yep.
They re-signed Carson Wentz, some solid backup.
Yeah.
Jawan Jennings, which we already talked about this before, so I'm not going to get too much into it, but gets a great value signing. A dude who has the opportunity for multiple reasons to take over Addison's job.
Yeah.
But
I mean, who wouldn't want to go play behind Justin Jefferson where you're going to get the worst corner on the team?
And it's a good prove-it team. I think if he really does good, he'll obviously re-sign. But I still think he's in a good position to produce.
It wouldn't surprise me if in a year from now he gets signed by some team desperate for a receiver, gets overpaid, and gets paid.
Exactly.
You know who
that 1-year deal is a good.
Patriots if they don't get AJ Brown, 100%.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. I think Romeo Dobbs actually have a good year.
They need more than.
I'm really
who's the
high
receiver
on
outside
Kyler
Romeo Dobbs though?
I don't know.
Exactly. They need more than one.
And then really the only other notable signings is punter Johnny Hecker and cornerback James Pierre, but the most notable talking point about this whole offseason was obviously their draft.
GM-less draft. Who was even drafting for them? Was it
probably that whole front of the coaches, owners, but
probably a good idea.
I guess, they must have gone off whatever intel they had from last GM because they thought that Caleb Banks was still like a
Caleb Banks
I 100% I understand where they went. I don't disagree with the pick, but I understand. They've cut both their D tackles. And their defenses have been very D-line built. Like, I mean, look at their secondary. Their secondary, a bunch of random dudes that play out of their minds, like, compared to the contract work. What's his name? Brian Flores knows how to get this.
Brian Flores is
amazing.
Wizard.
One of the best DCs. I feel their defense has been stemming from the D-line. I understand why they took him over Thieneman. Now, I disagree with the pick, but it's not that crazy.
Banks is going to play good, and if they thought that he wouldn't make it to them later, then it makes sense.
He wouldn't have, because what was their next pick, like 50-something?
Yeah, but getting into their next pick, I loved it. Jake Golday, linebacker out of Cincinnati. I love
You were talking about him being better than Rodriguez.
Well, he also fits the scheme because he's a really good blitzer. And what is Brian Flores like out of his players? That besides
he blitzes the front more than any coach.
No, he blitzes everyone: safeties, corners, linebackers.
Golday gets it done. I'm a big Jake Golday fan.
He's like 6'4", 6'5", too.
Something like that. He's
like 6'4", 2.
He's like a Brian Flores.
He's a dog, and I'm actually kind of scared for the Bears because I think he has potential to be a big franchise linebacker for the team.
Yeah.
One of my favorite picks in the whole draft, however, was Dominique Orange in the third round, capitalizing and taking double D
I was mad the
tackle.
Bears didn't get him.
Dominic Orange is
We got Sam Rouge, we're good.
monster. Big citrus.
Dude.
Yeah.
The dude is just a
monster
beast.
He's a nose. He's a pure nose.
Put his highlights on right now of him just destroying.
Now he won't. He
O-line.
won't rush the QB at all. But that's not what they drafted.
They have Caleb Banks.
I was just about to say Caleb Banks is better at rushing the QB.
Great complimentary.
So you're gonna have a guy who's gonna clog up the lanes, make it easier for Caleb Banks to get there, and then on the passings, he's gonna he's not gonna ever get close to QB, but he's gonna occupy maybe one or two blockers.
Yeah.
Caleb
I
Banks
don't
will
know
be
if this is
the
a
one.
hot take, but I think the Vikings have the best D line in the NFC North.
I'd say it's
I think the Packers and Lions are both super top heavy with their top
No,
dogs.
the Lions
But if we're
have-
talking as a complete,
the Lions have
Derek
Hutchinson
Moore. I
and
say
what's the one?
Lions.
It's who's their other D tackle? I'm forgetting his name, but he played almost all pro level. Like he was insanely.
They
pro
just
Bowl.
drafted
No, not Tyler
Derek
Gibbs.
Moore.
No, I'm talking about the other guy.
Ali McNeil.
Yes, Ali McNeil was really good last year. He was like Pro Bowl worthy. I'd
if
say
it's not this year, the Vikings have
okay.
a couple.
The Vikings have a really high ceiling, but right now it's the Lions because who are the Vikings? They have 2 rookies and a guy who hasn't produced yet. So
Third round, they took Caleb Tiernan, the O tackle
I like
from
that.
Minnesota. I mean, not from Northwestern.
Northwestern.
Not bad. Jacoby Thomas, safety, round 3. Also
Harrison
not bad.
Smith replacement.
There you go.
Also,
Dylan
Harrison
Taylor.
Smith might unretire if the team's good.
Yeah, but I don't see it.
I think it's solely
Even
if
if
they're
he
in
does,
playoffs.
I don't
I
even
think
think
it's
it
solely
matters.
if they're in playoffs. Like,
Does it really matter? He won't
He
make
deserves a
difference.
ring.
Round
No, he's good.
5, Max Bredesen, your CJ Hamilton.
Big shoes to fill here.
I mean,
Yeah.
Really big shoes to fill.
that is the most
Nate's a
important pickup.
LARPer.
Most
Nate's an
consistent
NFL
fullback in
LARPer.
Madden history, by the way.
Shut
Fuck
up.
Kyle Juszczyk.
Charles Demings, round 5. Love that pick out of Stephen F. Austin. Great late round corner. Damon Claiborne, round 6.
No, I love this pick. They need running back. He's young. He fits the scheme.
He's fast.
He has a future on this team. I would not be surprised to see this dude.
This is
If
my
you
biggest.
see him available in fantasy, he's worth a late round pick.
Yeah, like
And
a
then
3rd round pick.
they're-
Don't take him a second.
To wrap up their draft, they took Gavin Girdhart, a center, round 7, just another depth piece. My record prediction for them was 9-8. I don't see this team progressing any more than they did last year. They've lost big people. They didn't really replace. Kyler at quarterback will be interesting, but I don't see them.
He fits the scheme
I don't see them
better.
improving off last season. I give them 9-8.
They definitely. Okay, did you just give every team in the NFC North a 9-8? Because you said the Lions were 9-8.
I'm
The
not-
Packers were 9-8.
I didn't say the Packers were 9-8.
You said they were
I
10
agreed with
7.
Nick.
10-7.
But wrapping up this podcast with our favorite team,
I will
Chicago
say
Bears.
We're all qualified.
Noah, take it away.
Chicago Bears. Now, my record, they went 11-6
That
next
Bears.
year. My record prediction, 20-0.
Shut up. dude.
Okay, I'll talk the actual one later. Okay, so we're gonna start with the departures. They flipped this roster, they're especially the defense.
Yes.
Obviously, the huge one, I think the most notable one, people are talking about DJ Moore to the Bills. Everyone I think was expecting this. I think the Bills were the number 1 landing spot, maybe the Patriots too. I think we were just all shocked they got a 2nd round pick
Raiders.
for them.
There's a lot of Raiders talk.
Yeah, it was mostly Bills and Patriots though. Oh, and then obviously
Obviously,
another
Max
release
Crosby.
one. Tremaine Edmonds. They're paying him more than he's worth. Now he was obviously a great player there. They're just paying him a little bit too much. If they were paying him $4 million less, I would have wanted.
And when
to
you
him.
keep in mind they signed Devin Bush, I think that was a great move.
Oh yeah, I'll get into that. Anyways, and then this is their entire safety or DB room was they lost Byard, all pro safety.
Yep.
Brisker, who's been consistent, especially he shows up in big
I
moments.
don't get why everybody loves Brisker, dude.
No, Brisker always shows up in big moments. He showed up huge in that Rams game. He showed up in the Packers game.
I don't give a fuck if you're mediocre all the time.
It doesn't matter. He also
We got White Boy of the Year.
Very, very injury prone.
last year he played every single game.
Last year was a miracle. I mean, a guy that
be
missed
fair, they did-
12 games with a concussion.
I mean, yeah, he's one big hit away.
Now,
from
don't get me
being
wrong. He is a
shit.
solid player.
And people are acting like it's the end of the world.
The
that we
Bears
lost
fans
Jaquan
just
Brisker.
love mid players. He is a solid player.
The Bears
one
have
of
got
your
to have
worst
one of the
players.
stupidest fan bases in the league.
Yeah. Anyways, there's another player that came back to this
Nathan
team.
sitting at this table.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr.
CJ
CJ
Gardner-
was like 20.
Guys, shut up. CJ Gardner-Johnson, great midseason pickup, especially with the injuries.
Yes.
That was Jonathan Owens, who played a lot. No, actually not last year, but he's played a decent amount the last couple of years because of
Simone Biles.
Mr. Biles.
Once again, Jonathan Owens over.
And then I think this one's controversial. This guy's player is very controversial, but I do think they can make up for Nashawn Wright. Yes, I know he got burnt a lot, but this is the guy that got $1 million a year and had 10 turnovers, which he flipped a couple games on their heads. Now later in the season, yeah, he kind of was not doing that anymore. But in the middle of the season,
Considering
huge
what-
plays against the Vikings that he got that pick. The Vikings, they beat them by 3 or something.
The thing is, he's never gonna repeat.
No, don't get me wrong. But
First of all, he's never gonna repeat that. Second of all, they addressed that.
He was huge for a couple games in the middle of the season when they were close and he got a pick, or against the Packers when he stripped Josh Jacobs in the second game.
I will say, I think they did a very good job.
I will talk about him. And then a couple random people, Devin Duvernay. We'll talk about. They directly replaced him.
They directly replaced every single one of these guys. And that's
and Durham Smythe also directly replaced in the same round as both of those. Oh, and we forgot our favorite player, Andrew Billies.
Wow.
Shout out Andrew Keenan.
The burger. Oh, Andrew. Okay, I forgot. This was probably the actual most important one. Drew Dahlman retiring. Very shocking.
Yes.
He played
27
like a
years
top 5 center.
old.
Yes, I understand why because of the story of his dad. Now it pisses me off, but I think the Bears did a great job replacing him. All right, big additions, huge defense overall. Kobe Bryant, Super Bowl champ. He's really smart. I don't know who he's taking over, if it's Byard or Brisker. I think him and...
He's a free safety, correct? Yeah.
He can play both. He played both on Seattle.
He'll play free safety because of Thieneman.
Yeah.
Well, Thieneman they both can play both. That's the great part. They're versatile. You can switch them.
Honestly,
Thieneman played as a box safety last year at Oregon. Mm-hmm. So they could... Anyways, Devin Bush. They got him for what, $8 million cheaper a year than Tremaine Edmonds, and I think he was better than Tremaine Edmonds.
3 years better year last year than
$30 million. I think it was 3 years 30.
33. I thought.
Okay, still they're getting him for either 5 or 8 less, which is a lot. They got Khalif Raymond, who I think is going to have a bigger impact than people realize. Ben Johnson. One of the reasons why Amon-Ra is so good is because of the people opening up field. Khalif Raymond won't pump great stats. He will open up field.
He'll just be a returner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Well, that's what...
He'll be a returner, especially when you consider who they drafted and Ja'Day Walker.
They got 2 people. I know one of them's a re-sign. They got Braxton Jones back, and they got Jedrick Willis.
A good competition.
I think, yes, one of them's got to be serviceable for Ozzie Trapillo once he comes back.
I think if he ever comes back.
I think
that sucks, because Ozzie Trapillo
I'll talk about what... I think the most important free agent signing... this is at a position where they had a little concerns about depth. I remember they wanted the draft linebacker, and they went out and signed Jack Sanborn, the GOAT.
I actually really like it.
No, I actually do really like it because they needed linebacker.
My problem with
they needed a decent linebacker depth, and he can go out there and give you decent play.
Might be the only player to ever follow Eberflus to another team.
I know. Look, my thing with the Bears is that I think they did a good job replacing the players they lost. But because they were doing that, they literally couldn't fix any of their holes.
No, they didn't fix any holes. I'm going to talk about something that...
And their draft, I think, was questionable.
Oh, and they trade for Garrett
Bradbury.
Which I think he'll be good because... Okay, round 125, don't know how. Thiedemann fell to them. Great pick.
Amazing.
The thing about, what's his name? Dennis Allen, he rotates his safety a lot, so it's great they're both versatile because it's not like one where you know one's going to be the free. You know, like, you can kind of guess. Either one could be free, either one can be blitzing. Mm-hmm. You don't know which one, which is great. Logan Jones, I don't think he'll start this year, but he is great. He is very smart, is from what
I've heard. By the end of the year.
I think
I predicted this pick to the Bears.
Oh yeah, no. This was like the most Bears pick ever. I 100% agree with Logan when he said this.
Logan Jones
is number.
I was not shocked at all when he picked him.
The way I thought about it is it's a perfect pick if you can just capitalize on the rest of the draft. And unfortunately, as you'll see with these next couple of picks, they kind of failed to do that. But
this was definitely questionable. This is who I was talking about when they replaced Durham Smythe, the tight end 3, and they replaced Devin Duvernay, the wide receiver 4. They replaced the 2 third-round picks in Sam Roush and Xavier Thomas.
Sam Roush, 1 pick ahead of Romello.
Okay, I would understand if Loveland was a pure receiver and Kmet was not a good blocker.
I understand.
But the fact is, Kmet is an amazing blocker, and Loveland is more than serviceable blocker. Yes, he is obviously more of a receiving tight end than blocker. Look, but he can go out there and block his ass off. And Kmet is one of the best all-around tight ends in the league. I don't think that's a question.
I like the idea.
He is amazing blocking. No, but they already had 2 blocking tight ends.
Right there.
You could have just re-signed Durham Smythe to 1 year, $1 million. That's literally what he re-signed to.
I think, the more I think about it,
it's not bad. Okay, I don't hate it. He was regarded as the best blocker in the draft. Yeah. And there were some teams that drafted pure blocking tight ends. The Jags. In round 2, they didn't even draft the best blocking tight ends.
I'm not really as opposed.
I don't hate it as bad, but... And then they got Xavier Thomas. Look, I think Xavier Thomas... LSU's offense was just a shit show last year. I think he's better than what he was. Now,
I still don't know
I think he's going to take over the Khalif Raymond role because I've seen a lot about Khalif Raymond. He uses these go routes to lure safeties off of
he's
deep in cut.
Raymond's not running routes.
Do you guys remember how many deep plays did Luther have where it was deep over the middle, like an in-breaking route? A lot. And what do you usually need for that to happen? You need a guy running either a deep post or a deep thing.
And do you take that in the third round?
Yeah, I agree it was a reach, but there was a lot of receiver reach.
Amazing athlete.
A great athlete. Okay, this is probably my favorite pick in the late rounds. Malik Muhammad. I think
amazing.
He's amazing. What was he projected? I have liked this guy since he was. I think he was at Washington.
Late second.
Wasn't he on that Washington national championship?
I'm not sure.
Was it the Oregon? There might be a guy that was awesome. Anyways, I have liked him for a while. This is the same guy. I know it might have been controversial but he claims he clamped Jeremiah Smith. Maybe it was the zone coverage, but another great pick. Keyshawn Elliott.
I love that. I love that.
Great speed. I mean, Pose has talked about upgrading the speed of the team, the athleticism. Great pick. He doesn't need to be a starter.
TJ. He's like the opposite of TJ. Where he's on.
No, honestly, I think. Yeah, and then Jordan Van Denberg. I hated this pick. I didn't hate it because they needed a D-tackle.
It's not a bad late round D tackle.
It's not bad. I think he has a lot of potential. He has no floor. Like his floor is like non-existent.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they don't need the floor guy. They need somebody who can actually be good.
And it's the 6th round.
Yes. Okay, this is the controversy. I think the last thing, the Bears, people shit on their offseason strategy, but honestly, it wasn't that bad because what is the worst thing they could do? Overreact, go and get like some big players and fuck them over next year. Like, let's be real. Like, if they go out and they screw over the cap, if you think about next year, they have a bunch of picks. I think they have every pick outside their 4th round pick. And now, if they cut Dio and Grady Jarrett, you're saving $47 million
in my
right
opinion,
off the bat. And what is their biggest thing? I think next year, they're going to be super aggressive against D linemen. I can see them doing it at the deadline.
We say this every year.
I agree.
Every year,
but this is the year they have to. I think their biggest priority was don't fuck it up. Because what did they do last year? They went over crazy on the D-line, and it backfired like crazy on them. I think they learned from their lesson this year.
My opinion, or I guess you could say my view, is the clock is ticking before you have to pay Caleb Williams. If you cannot put together your roster before you have to pay, Williams is going to get a massive contract.
They have really 3 years left
if
to win
you
Super
cannot put this team together, you are going to be fucked because that Williams contract is going to take away money that you need for holes. And if you cannot address these holes with young players in time to develop before you pay Caleb Williams, you will never see a Super Bowl.
My hope is they go out, sign some major D tackles, and they draft DN round 1 next year. They have a lot of picks.
The clock is ticking for the Bears.
I agree. The clock is ticking. They said they've been working out extension, but they they can't sign it with him until after the season. Like, they can't.
Well, he's going into year 3. You've got 3 years left of cheap production.
Really, just 2.
Could the Bears win a Super Bowl in those 3 years? Maybe.
It's more like going to be year 4 or 5. If year 5, his contract goes up a lot more than what's
when you think about it, do you think they can go into LA, into Seattle, and win a playoff game in January?
They have a great regular.
I think, in my opinion, this year's a big rebound year, and next year
is the year.
After this offseason, they need to fill those holes, keep your team together. Because this year is all about replacing people.
Yes.
They need to address the holes in now this upcoming offseason.
That's why I don't hate their thing too much. Because really, it all depends on how next year plays. But if we go next year and they make the right moves, we'll be like, okay, this year wasn't bad because they made sure to set themselves up for the position. Was the thing that
this year is the year where they have to establish themselves as contenders in the NFC and show that they're going to be consistently good.
I feel like they don't make the NFC championship.
Year 4 and year 5 of Caleb's rookie contract, that is Super Bowl or bust.
Specifically year 4.
I don't think last year. They show that they're a good team, but are they Super Bowl contenders? In my eyes,
I think they showed
that Rams game is concerning. Once you get down to it, they had the great touchdown, but
if you think about
you cannot be relying on that. Good teams do not rely.
Yes, they need to win more games, but more points.
That Rams game was probably the most legitimate game that year. Yes, that touchdown was super fluky, but think about there was twice they were inside the 30. They went for a 4th down, did not get it. Roma Dunze dropped a wide open touchdown
for a field goal. For Christ's sake!
Let's not get into that. But anyways, Roma Dunze dropped a touchdown touchdown, and then they did. I think they went for the third.
So shoulda, coulda.
I know.
The Rams did the same shit all game.
Okay, can you listen? But the thing is, it wasn't like the touchdown. They played a perfect game, and they barely struggled with the Rams. They fucked up a shit ton, and they were in it with the Rams.
I know,
but I agree with the Rams were. But I thought that was the most legitimate game they've played all year against probably the second best team in the league.
I know Bears fans don't want to hear it because the Bears are finally back, you could say, but winning those games like that late, is very concerning because
I also
you need to be able to control games. And if you're going down, I mean, that's...
Yes.
Do you ever see the Seahawks or the Rams or any of these big contenders consistently going down to the final seconds in games?
Oh, the Rams against Carolina.
I mean, it's very concerning
Carolina
to see.
has the Rams number, but...
The whole NFC South had the Rams number this year. The Falcons killed them.
Bandy, what do you have for their record?
12-5.
11-6.
I think 12-5. Now, they need the... I think you're talking about they were really getting lucky. I think that's a good sign. That means they were winning these games lucky, but that means they have a lot to improve.
I guess.
I think you can look on that side. You can also look on it. They're never going to be that good, but...
Okay, I'm going to say 11-6. Ceiling is NFC Championship game where they'll probably
doubt they'll make the
I think
Super Bowl.
They're gonna have to.
They won't make it past the Rams.
The only way I see them make the
NFC
Super Bowl is if it's a super weak year, like the Titans when they were the first team with an 11-6 record. That
No,
one year.
the only chance that the Bears have to make it to the Super Bowl is if they end up hosting the NFC Championship.
Yes, against a South team.
One of the NFC West teams is a wild card team, goes into the division winner of the NFC West team, beats them, and then have to go to Chicago. But even then, I doubt
the Niners or Rams have to come to Chicago.
The Niners or Rams have to come to Chicago.
The Seahawks, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, and then even in the Super Bowl, I don't see them beating a team like the Bills, Patriots, Broncos.
Okay, I see them beating the Patriots.
Patriots aren't making it.
And the Bills. I see the Bills would be a competitive game.
Yeah. All right, Nate?
Well, 11-6.
Okay.
Or I think their ceiling is 12 wins, and then I don't think they make it past divisional round.
All right.
I think it's hard to say because nobody would have thought. If you would have told me at the beginning of the season they beat the Packers at home and then they play the Rams into overtime in the divisional, I would not have believed you. So
I mean, I guess as a Bears fan, I'm always gonna be reluctant to say that it's their year, but I wouldn't be surprised if they go 10-7 this year.
I think
that's just my.
I could see them going 10-7, but I also think in a lot of these games they're gonna kind of take control earlier.
I kind of see a wild card exit this year. I see
kind of like how the Eagles.
I can see them going out to the Eagles wild card. That kind of makes sense.
Like the Eagles, who they do a wild card exit, upgrade in the offseason, go back, they go deep, and then the next year they're a wild card exit.
I just want to see them win 4 games by winning 2 points, dude.
All right. I think that's a good way to wrap up this podcast. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. This was our longest installment yet. And we will see you all in the next video.